Alright, y'all, we're going to work on a pressure washer next. I got this as a part of a lot of... I got this Honda generator, which needs a lot of love. We'll see if I even try to even tackle that. And then these 4 riding mowers over here. I got the whole lot for $200. 2 of the riding mowers I know I'll be able to fix. The other 2 trying to make into one Honda generator. If I get that one fixed, and that'll fetch probably more than the whole lot was. So I'm making out good. This pressure washer is kind of a wild card. I do have the hose and everything for it, so I've got that covered. It is a Karcher. I've never understood why they put the A in those little quotes there. Be kind of cool to figure out how, if anybody knows that's watching this, and please throw it in there. 2500 psi, 2.7 gallons per minute, 6.5 horsepower Briggs horizontal. I've checked the oil in it already. The pump oil is good. The engine oil is a little low, but it's still good as well. What I've done so far, I've tack welded the wheels on because they were coming off, and I have tried to get this thing to run. It will run on starter fluid. I want to see if I can show you all that is here real quick. Obviously, I can't run a pressure washer for very long without burning up the pump. You can see the the air filter is in good shape. It's just a little dark from the fuel, the old gas that was in it. So let's see if I can get this thing to crank for y'all. Already lubed up the starter recoil as well, so the thing's frozen on, as the throttle cable's frozen on. So I think a carburetor's in order for this, or at least some massive cleaning. So y'all heard it come on there, so we at least know that the engine will run. It's got compression and stuff on it. There's no leaks in the fuel tank or anything like that. Put some fuel in it a few days ago, and there's still fuel in there. So we'll get to work on this. Kind of in between riding mowers right now, waiting on some parts at this point. So I figure this might be a nice little, hope I don't jinx myself, easy project to do here. First thing it looks like is in order is we got 2, are they 5/16? It might be 1/4 inch. They are 5/16 inch nuts to get off of this carburetor for the air filter cover, or the housing. And so I'll get that off, and we'll look at the inside of the carburetor and see how to get that off here in just a second. Alright, so the cover is off. You just have to take that breather tube off of the back of the air filter housing. Next, I'm going to take these 2 3/8 inch bolts off, as well as that fuel line. Just take some pliers and a clamp there. That'll get it off for you. So I'll work on these. When I get these off, I'll show y'all. Oops. Not the best with the wrench, one-handed. When I get these off, I'll show you how to loosen up the linkages back there. This linkage in particular is actually frozen, so we're going to see if we can free it up, and we're going to actually see how bad this carburetor is under here. We do know that something is holding fuel. Don't know what, because I had the fuel on. I'll turn the fuel off for the time being, though. Let me get this off. I'll catch up with y'all when I do that. So I got some bad looking gas coming out of this thing, but I got the fuel line off. I got those off, and so now it's just a matter of taking that J-bin there, knocking it out of the carb hole. There we go. There's a spring also associated with it that should come out when you do that. Yeah. So I think we're going to have a nasty mess here. The throttle cable seems like it is it's not frozen, but it's real tight. So I'm going to work on that also. get some lube down there and see if I can get that adjusted. But you can see that this is actually frozen as well. This throttle. And this throttle should not be frozen like that. The choke moves, but the throttle doesn't. So yeah, we'll figure this out. I'll look under this throttle linkage to see if I can get that thing moving without breaking it as well. Alright, so we're not looking so hot, and I have seen worse. I think I can save this one though. So I ended up finding some lubricant, and that got that loose. Also loosened up the throttle over there. So we're in good shape when it comes to both of those. Look at how bad that gas was. Very, very bad. We know that the float was holding. The needle and seat, they're just really, really gunked up. It's better to see a bunch of gunk than a bunch of corrosion. So I think I can save this. I'm going to do a little bit of work on it. I know some people mentioned for me to get an ultrasonic cleaner. Haven't done that yet. I'm just going to clean it with some good old-fashioned carb cleaner and flathead screwdriver. So that's what I'm going to do, and catch y'all. See the jet too. We got some wire that I'll clean the jet out with. The jet's obviously clogged pretty good, so I will do that, and you know, hopefully we'll get this thing to where it'll actually run. Jet's clean, and you know, carb cleaner and all that good stuff. So I'll work on that, and I'll catch y'all whenever I get this thing cleaned up a little bit better. Alrighty, y'all. So I did it off camera because my camera was charging, but I got the carburetor cleaned, the jet's cleaned out. I showed y'all how bad it was. Like I said, I got it cleaned out, and we're going to see if we can get this thing started on its own now. I'll put some seafoam in the gas tank as well, so we'll see. Probably smoke a little bit, but it'll clean out the rest of the gunk that was in there. It's pretty bad. Alright, so I guess I don't quite have it good yet. I got the throttle to work. I've got the gas on. I wonder if the float's not operating like it should. I'm gonna tap it with a screwdriver here. Sometimes it just takes a little tap to get these floats to set, and then once they do that, they'll run, because I think I cleaned out all the passages and stuff in there. So could get some air and blow it through and see if that helps any, but alright, I'll do a little bit more investigating to see why it's not cranking over for us. Like I said, I think it might be the float stuck, not letting any gas through, but might get a little compressed air and spray down through those holes to see if I can get some gas to come out, because I do have the gas on. I know that gas was getting down to it because there was a bunch of old gas in the tank, and so we'll see. Let me investigate a little bit further here. Alright, so it's actually parts time here for the pressure washer. I don't know what I covered in the last clip because it's been a couple of weeks, But I tried cleaning this carburetor. Seemed like it, cleaned up decently well. Put it back on. The issue I was having was it wasn't getting gas down to the bowl. I had the carburetor on, had the needle and seat completely off. Well, the seat's still in there, but the seat's not blocked. There's some sort of blockage right here in this carburetor, and the issue is they had this, plastic 90 on it that I knew there was no chance in the world I could get off and put it back on without it leaking, so I didn't even really bother trying. But I can't see in there. I don't know if there's probably some sort of crud or blockage. I tried compressed air. I tried a bunch of other stuff. I could have, if I had an ultrasonic cleaner, I'm sure I'm going to get a couple comments about that. But could have done that, but I don't know if that would have compromised the integrity of the plastic 90 there. But either ways, $9 and some change will solve all my problems. So, what's a little money? Had good luck with these Chinese carburetors. And really and truthfully, I just want to see if the pump works. If not, then the motor works, and then the engine by itself, 6.5 horizontal, I think it'd be worth $50, wouldn't y'all? If it does or doesn't work. But I have to do a little bit of assembly here. It's not too bad. I have to get this rubber piece off, the rubber spacer piece here. Basically, it's just assembling the choke lever in here, along with actually, I'll put y'all down. I'll see if I can get y'all out of the sun so that you can watch me do this. We're just going to assemble the carburetor real quick. It's a new carburetor. It's not too bad of an issue. So we are going to use, it comes with a white and a black. We're going to use the black piece. Just slide this little foam ring down it. Just pop it in there. Just remember to put it on the correct side so that your choke and butterfly are in the same spot. You'll see the slit there for the butterfly, which you can always reference the previous carburetor. The wider end goes on the top. Wider end goes on the top here. Should just slide right in there. Just like so. So you got your, your choke open, choke closed. And now we're going to take some pliers. Separate this little rubber piece here from the old carburetor. Just be careful with it because you don't want to break and cause leakage. Which I kind of broke the edge of it off here, but it'll still seal just fine. So, lesson learned, no harm, no foul. Grab a screwdriver. See if I can separate it from right here. Because you need the spacer in order for the gasket, or in order for the, all the carb linkage and stuff to line up. It's going to be kind of stubborn to get off too. Oh, it's actually married in with the carburetor on the edge here. Now look how dirty it is. Just gunked up. There we go. It's got a little bit of a ring that goes on the inside of it. I'm going to clean this off with carb cleaner before I put it on here, but it just goes on like so, as you can see. There's a gasket that you put in between it. and this piece goes on, and then it's a another gasket, and that's what goes on to the mower. So that's kind of the gist. Y'all saw me take it off, I'm pretty sure. It's just a couple 3/8 with the linkage. And so I'm going to clean this up, and I'll get this onto the pressure washer, get some fuel sent to it, and you know, hopefully we'll have a good pressure washer. Hopefully the pump and everything's good on it too. So I'll catch up with y'all in just a second. Okay, so I've got the carb on here. Like I said, just the 2 3/8 bolts. I put the adapter on it, the linkage right here, fuel line on, and I showed y'all that I got all these throttle cables and stuff unstuck as well, so we're in business when it comes to that. So I am curious. Again, pressure washer, I didn't think you could run them without water going to them at all, but I've seen multiple people run them for, you know, 30 seconds to a minute. I'm not going to run it very long because I don't want to burn up the pump, if the pump's even good. We don't know that yet. We also don't even know if it starts. We're going to find out. So, $9 fixed that. That's a good thing. So the next step is to figure out if the pump's good. So let's go hook it up to some water. Alright, y'all, so we got water flowing to it. The only cause for concern I have is I think the gasket here is leaking between these two devices. But I don't know, you know, once I put pressure on if it's going to like try and blow out the bottom or do whatever. And then this whole wand is a little wonky too, as you can tell. Doesn't really leaks from all sides, but you know what? We're going to find out if it works. That's kind of the sole purpose for this. I just feel like I just cut the water off, but I don't think I did. I'll put y'all down and we'll give this thing a whirl here. Yeah, let me get y'all over here out of the sun. Like I said, at very least I have a good motor. So it's trying to. Hasn't run in a while. I think it's really trying to. I think one of the valves in that pump might be stuck. Like I said, I'm not a professional pressure washer person, so I don't really know too much about these things. I guess that's how you open the soap up. I wonder if not the bleed off valve, but one of the valves in the thing are bad. I don't know. That's one of the... Oh, that's like a pressure. That's a pressure, determines how much pressure I think you put on it. So I'm going to maybe back that off a little bit and see what happens. I'll see what happens here, and I'll just keep fiddling around with it off camera. Alright, so we are slowly but surely making progress here. Might be kind of low on fuel. Let me look. I think that the pump's not bad. I think it's just being a little ornery with me, and just wants to give me a little bit of a hard time. Doesn't seem like it's getting the amount of fuel that it wants. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit more gas in it. I'm just going to continue to run it, because as you can tell, it was actually, whenever I pulled it the first time, it only ran for a couple seconds and then turned off. And the more that I run it, you could see that it actually would stay running, and it was pressure washing my concrete, which, if I get this thing fixed, then that's probably what I'm going to be doing with it. So what I'm going to do, and it's leaking right here at the gasket, I guess, in between the pump and the housing, and kind of like the valves and whatnot. I'm not really concerned about that, because it's not so much that the pressure is shooting it down, and I'm getting good pressure out of the wand and all that good stuff. Again, this thing hasn't probably been run in a good little while, so the fact that it is running and the pump is working, I'm very happy with. For the time being, I don't know if the pump will give out, just from a long period of non-use. However, it seems like the more that I run it, the more it likes it. So I'm just going to throw some gas in it. I'm just going to let the thing just run for probably a good 10 minutes or so, and I'll probably just pull the trigger on it, see how it's running, see if the load picks up better and stuff like that. I checked the oil in it. The oil is good. So I'll keep working on that. I'll catch back up with y'all in a second after I get some more gas and give this thing a little bit more run time. Alright, so just even letting it run a couple of minutes, you see it bouncing all over the place when it's sitting here idling. But I don't know if y'all can hear the tune change whenever I hit it. So I'm about to hit it right now. Under load, no surging, no nothing. So again, it was just being a little stubborn, which is awesome. Look how dirty my driveway is. Got all these pine trees and whatnot. Alright, let me cut it off. We'll wrap this up. All buttons over here. So, a little backfire. How about that? So, remember when I got this, it was part of a $200 lot, which I have a Craftsman riding mower that's basically ready off of that lot that I haven't put 50 bucks in. I get $400 off of that. Pressure washer, if I sold it, even as is every bit of $100 the way that it is right now. If I only put, $10 in it. I do have a leaking wand, which, is typical. It is leaking a little bit down here in the housing, between the housing and the valves for the pump. What pressure washer doesn't. Again, I don't know if I showed you all the date code for this mower, or this pressure washer, excuse me. 99 year, month, day, 99/5/20. So this pressure washer is over 20 years old, still works. It's pretty cool. So in the time being, I think what I'm going to do with this thing is, I have a long driveway, as you can see, but if y'all rode down it before, I think I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to use it as a pressure washer to pressure wash my driveway, my sidewalks, my gazebo, and eventually my house, actually. Because, I have $10 in the thing, Could sell it, sell it off for $100. I have an electric pressure washer I use to wash the car, the truck, and you'll see my Honda Element down there. And I like that because it's only $17.50 and it's easy to hook up. You don't have to worry about the gas and stuff. But for jobs like, pressure washing this, what I might do is I might pressure wash my driveway and the house and stuff, and then, sell it off after that, as long as it's still working. It'll be pretty hard labor for it, but, if it's still working. This has actually got like a little oil. It's a well-built pressure washer. Got like a little oil fill here. The oil is good on it for the pump. A little bit of leakage down there, which I showed you. But, for 10 bucks, you can't beat it. It's actually, if you want to call it, for free, because I'm going to get my money back from it. So yeah, there's a little pressure washer video for you. I usually don't have good luck with pressure washers, but this one seems to be doing okay. And this is the way I'll end the video on. I'll end the video on a positive. Got a little bit of run time. Got a little bit of, work done, pressure washing the driveway. Just, for the heck of it. And I'll catch you on the next video. If you like this content, I'm here at Ellis Mowers on YouTube. It's my channel. At Ellis Mowers 09. Just add the 09 to my name. you'll find me on Facebook and Instagram. Have more push mower, riding mower, whatever other type small engine stuff comes in the garage here over the course of time. I'll do a video on it. We'll fix it together. So thank y'all for watching. I will catch y'all on the next one.